Hey, man, I hope I'm not bothering you.
No, you're not bothering me. It's just an absolute war, and we're trying our best to advocate for truth and justice. And we are being attacked by YouTube. Several big channels that we are partners with have 2 strikes, and we can't upload any more content. And they're 1 strike away from going down. We actually had one of our partners get taken down. They had a huge YouTube channel that was putting out, truth and righteous videos, and they're completely off the air, and our channel's being suppressed as well. And I did hear from your wife. Let me think. I heard from. Yeah, go ahead. There's several things I probably need to tell you, but I'll let you go first, brother.
Okay, regarding the YouTube sites, if anybody could contact Alex Jones, they had the same thing where their site was being bombarded and stuff, and they contacted YouTube and basically let YouTube know that they were being suppressed because of their free speech and their opinion, and that's totally contrary to what YouTube's supposed to be all about. It's actually in violation of YouTube's own policy, and they force YouTube to put them back up and leave them alone.
Yeah, they have the leverage to do that. Us smaller guys that are small and independent, it's very little leverage. But I hear you, and it's an absolute war, and they are evil, wicked bastards. Is all I got to say. But your wife, let me think. Debbie called, and she said that her son, I believe, was driving through the area where your house is, and he noticed that the gate was open, and Debbie told him to go down there and see what's going on. And help me, Aaron, help me remember the conversation. It's been such a crazy day, Mike, but I think Debbie said something to the effect of the animal control folks were there, and I was concerned they were going to put all the dogs to death, but she said no, they had sedated them so they would be easy to handle, and that they were going to find a sanctuary for them. They were going to look for homes, and that they promised to keep a diary so that they could tell everybody which dog went to which place. But she was saying
what dogs? Pat told me she found homes for all the dogs.
Yeah, I don't know. We'd have to get with Debbie. Do you have Debbie's number?
Yeah.
Oh, you might want to talk to Debbie then.
Yeah, Pat told me that she had friends of ours out in Colorado get all the dogs.
I don't know, Mike. All I'm doing is repeating what Debbie told me. She said that some of the dogs were being obtained by animal control, but that they weren't going to be put to death. They were going to find homes for them. So that's all I know.
Damn.
Yeah. But Debbie, you might talk to Debbie. Yeah, talk to Debbie though.
We don't know.
When you talk to Pat, ask her, did she not find homes for all our dogs? Because she told me that there was not a single dog left out there except the one stray that we've been feeding for 2 years. It wasn't even our dog. We don't know whose it was. So there was supposedly some woman that was going to come out and get it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the one.
She said all of our wolf hybrids were taken out to Colorado.
I think Debbie probably has all the details, and if you have her number, I'm sure she can fill you in. She's
okay.
It's been an absolute crazy day, Mike. I mean, our phone rings all day long with the unjustly incarcerated, brother, and it's just such a swamp right now. What's that? Stuff.
When you talk to Pat, did she say if she ever got my mail?
Oh no, I believe she did.
Mine got returned.
Aaron sent her a card, and she said that nothing. I called. Okay, we got several things on this I need to tell you. I called. I told you already that they said to talk to your caseworkers. We had that conversation. Okay, Aaron sent Pat Parsons a letter, and it had a postcard in it, and they will not receive any thick card stock to the prison. Not only that, it's got to be on white paper and a white envelope. If there's any color in it whatsoever, they won't receive it. So. Pat didn't tell me if she's received your letter, but it's got to be white paper and a white envelope.
Okay.
So I'll ask her.
Brown manila envelope.
I got the impression if it ain't white paper, she ain't getting it. Maybe they'll take it out of the manila envelope and just give her the white paper on the inside. I don't know.
All right, because I sent her yellow legal pad. You've got an envelope coming to you. I figured that if they're not going to let me send it to her, I can send it to you, and maybe you could forward it to her.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll ask her. When that topic came up, we did speak to Pat about communications between you two, and we told her that she's got to speak to her caseworker, and then she went into this story about how her caseworker is neglecting to meet with her, and they don't really give a damn, and how poor service the caseworkers are. Let me also share this idea with you. When they put Ken Hovind in prison, they also put his wife in prison for a year. I have no doubt whatsoever, Mike, that the feds would get joy out of trying to destroy you and Pat's relationship. I don't think they're going to be successful, but they will try, and they do that by trying to stop communications and what have you, and trying to plant whatever doubts in either one of you use, because they try to stop communication. They're very evil, wicked sons of guns, so
yes.
Yeah, and so it hurts, it breaks my heart that you guys don't have the ability to communicate directly with one another, but we're going to try to figure out what needs to happen to make that happen, and I will ask her next time she calls.
Well, if she calls, if you're able to record and she can leave a message for me, then I can hear her voice.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that, and I have her.
If you're allowed.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. No problem.
Got a question for you.
Okay.
This is something I would pose to the listeners out there. If anybody has experience in dealing with juries, or if they've ever been on a jury, or if they just have an opinion, what would you ask a prospective juror to try to identify one who is critical of the government and or one that is controlled by government? Because the last thing I want is somebody that's easily controlled by the government that will do whatever they say. What I want are critical thinking, independent people that are willing to say no to a corrupted government.
No, that's powerful. That comes in the voir dire process when you select the jury, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, when you ask the jury questions, you've only got so much time and so many questions, I guess, so I need to be very specific and try to, eliminate those people that are plants right off the bat, or those people that are, more likely to side with the government regardless.
Yeah, so we saw one of our friends, the Texas deacon. He had a jury, and he basically said anybody who believes that you're guilty just because the government has charged you, he asked them to raise their hand or something like that. It also might be a good thing just to ask them. I don't know if this is a valid voir dire question, but ask them if they're Christians. Ask them who's a follower of Jesus, because I don't know if that's possible. But
your peers.
Yeah, those would be a jury of your peers. But
and he passed out a whole list of people that were on death row that got exonerated before they were killed.
Yeah, he brought up the Innocence Project and talk about just because the government charges you doesn't mean you're guilty, and he advocated for the Innocence Project, which has freed a lot of innocent people. But that's a good question to pose to the audience that's listening to this. What are good voir dire questions?
Yeah, if people can respond, if you can send that to me, that would help. I did get your letter today with a copy of the petition, but I noticed that on the first page, the alignment of the address and everything is not aligned. Did she send it to you in a Word document?
I think I can't remember exactly. Probably was PDF. I think it might have been a PDF file.
Well, I don't know how in the world the heading would have gotten knocked off like that. I was thinking she sent it to you via email, because she typed the thing up. And for some reason, if you look at page 1, when you printed it out on the paper like that, half pages, somehow or another the heading got skewed, and I didn't know if there was.
Yeah, I'm looking it up now. I should have it. Hold on. Yeah, I do have the petition in the Word document. I do have it in a Word document.
Yeah, I'm going to have to at some point try to get a real copy of that to file.
Okay. I mean, what do you want me to do? I've got it in a Word document, but I'm not the best Word editor.
On the heading where it says petitioner by special appearance only, the by special appearance only should be centered, and then the next line should start off Ambassador Michael Parsons of Chilcote Nation.
I'll try my best, Mike. I'm just not the best person on Word, but I'll do the best I can.
Right, and then where it says to, then it should say, the Honorable Judge Littman, U.S. District Court, and then the next line would be care of the U.S. District Court, and then the street address. For some reason, it's all the heading is all kind of looped around.
Yeah.
I don't know if it happened because you reduced it in size, or somehow when she emailed it to you, or maybe you've got a Word document. I mean, a software that's not the same software that she was using. Maybe she's using a different version or something that had an effect.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Mike? Okay, cut him off. I don't know if he's going to call back or not.
Just got a couple more things, and then I'll have to end it because I'm not going to have any more money coming in for a while. Mr. Drake, I talked to him. He seems like he's interested. He seems like he's a very busy man. He's traveling across the country, I understand, right now on a train. Is there any way that you can speak to him and see if he can try to reach out to maybe one of his contacts, maybe Alan Keyes, to see if they could assist in getting recognition of me by the State Department? If the State Department recognizes me as an ambassador of a foreign country, that triggers my immediate release.
Well, here's the deal. He usually joins us on Saturdays if he has time. I know he's traveling around the country recently, right? He's got a lot of, he's going like in the train and he's doing prayer requests, and your name and your wife's name and Sue's name was sent to him. But he's usually very, very open to phone calls. That 8132, I believe, is the last 4 digits. He tells people to call him all the time, and he's always available. And he says that, I don't care if it's midnight or 1 o'clock or 2. So my suggestion is just to call him. And I know he may be busy when you called him last time, but keep trying, and he'll talk to you eventually. And just ask him straight up, Well,
my problem is I don't have the money to do that.
Oh, I see. Okay, well,
I've got one $20 card, and that's all I've got until if my mom sends me any more funds. So
I can mention it to him if he shows up tomorrow, and I can send him an email too, and just say that, I just think that when I relay it, it's not as powerful as when it comes from you. But I will relay what you just said.
Well, I listened to him, and he talked for like 10 minutes nonstop, telling me about all the things that he's done. He's been a very busy man, ran for president, vice president, and he knows a lot of people. So I'm impressed by his willingness to get out there and go after stuff. And my confidence is that if he knows all these people, if he's willing to reach out to them, and they respect him as it sounds like they do, they would probably be more than happy to try to assist him in the recognition of my status as an ambassador of the Chilcotin Nation. And what the court has told me here at one time, effectively they said, if the State Department recognizes me as the ambassador of another country, they'll drop their matter, their case right then.
Yeah, I got you.
So, because you know him so well and you've been affiliated with him for so long, I thought that if you had an opportunity, that might carry more weight, because he doesn't know me. And I've had the opportunity to talk to you now going on for, 5 months, 6 months almost?
Yep.
And through the conversation, we've developed a rapport. But when the majority of those calls occurred was when I was charged 7 cents a minute, and I had my wife there still able to spend money for phone cards. I don't have that anymore, and I'm down to my last card. That was $4 that last call. This will be $4 this call, and a $20 phone card. You do the math, I'm running out of resources, and I get the impression when I talked to my mom for all of 4 minutes the other day on the last part of the phone card I had, there's not going to be any more coming, that her resources are running thin. That's pretty much it. So,
yeah, well, I hope if there's any audience that's listening,
Mel's his best bet.
They can contribute to your cause, and I don't know if there's anyone listening that has resources, but there may be, Mike. I just don't know. We'll definitely bring up your case again with Wiley. We've done it several times already. He knows about your wife. He knows about you. I'll bring it up again. You know, my challenge is I'm in the middle of salt. Yeah, go ahead.
It would eliminate the court's ability to hold me, number one, and it would trigger the release of Pat, because Pat is my wife, and under the Vienna Convention, my wife is also equally provided diplomatic immunity, and so she can't be held, let alone charged or anything. But, of course, it's all a matter of the State Department giving that recognition. It's an executive decision. It comes not from the court, but from the executive branch, which is the president who controls the Department of State. Did Pat ever tell you how much her phone calls cost her to make?
No, she did not. I don't think I had that conversation.
Okay, if you happen to have a chance to ask her, if she calls you, aside from asking what about the dogs, because my understanding was that they were all taken to Colorado except the ones that Debbie got, and I'd hate to think that she would tell me that they were all provided for, and then they weren't.
She did the best she could.
Yeah, I don't know, Mike.
Unless she had somebody coming by there to feed them, and she didn't want to say it over the phone because she didn't want Tipton County to sneak out there and kill them.
Yeah, there's all kind. Here's the deal, Mike, and I'll say this from I've seen it firsthand. When they put a husband and wife in prison, they want you guys to break up because the unity that you guys share and the love that you guys share is your strength. And you know, they broken up Hovind's original wife. They turned her on him, and they would love to turn you guys on each other. And you know, when you can't communicate openly, and every freaking communication is monitored by these bastards, they work on that to plant doubt.
You see, when she hired that goofy attorney, Jeffrey Jones, in Memphis, he told her not to tell me what was going on.
Yeah.
And sadly, she listened to the guy. And
yeah.
I told her, I said, Pat, I told you when they arrested me, let no one on that property, period. No one.
Yeah.
And because she let somebody on the property, this would not have happened had she not let anybody on the property. And, of course, she's innocent as the day is long. She's gentle, kind, and caring. She is not savvy to the criminal aspects that we're dealing with.
I understand. And so, she's under a tremendous amount of pressure, and without you there, she's a wide open target, and they knew it. And I'm telling you that they want to separate you guys and to put doubt in each other's heads. I just see it, and I see it happen over and over again. But you know, yeah.
You know, when I was first went to prison, they saw my ring on my finger, and when they found out that I've been married for over 33 years now.
Yeah.
And they hate that. they hate that with a passion.
Right.
My commitment to my wife and my Savior, they hate it.
Yeah.
It burdens them so much that somebody can be committed to one person and one Savior for their virtual life and not be controlled. They want everybody to be controllable.
Amen.
They want everybody to be their slave, and if you won't be their slave, you've got to die.
Yeah. No,
People have a hard time wrapping their mind around that. There's one guard I've been talking to here. He gets it. He's a young guy. He gets it. He says they want everybody to be on their welfare program. In the county that I'm in right now, more than half the population gets food stamps or some kind of welfare.
Wow. Yeah, it's all about government dependence and entitlement and subsidies.
This guy's his family owns a huge farm, but yet they still don't make enough that he's got to work.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to work here, but he has to work. It's a job. It's a paycheck. Everybody I've talked to here hates their job. Everyone, except the paycheck. That's the only reason they do it. There's one person here that I met that is truly evil, and she cackles like a witch. And today, I'm standing there looking out my window of the door of the room that I'm in solitary confinement, through a hallway, out another window so I can see the outside because I'm severely claustrophobic. And she's sitting at a desk, somewhat in my view, and she says, "What do you want?" I said, "Nothing." She says, "What are you looking at?" I said, "I'm looking out the window off to your left because I'm claustrophobic, and it gives me comfort to be able to see in a distance." She goes and closes the blinds to the window so I couldn't see out.
These people, they're just evil, Mike.
They're evil.
Yeah, they're evil. They're evil.
That's the word. They're evil.
Yeah, yeah.
God bless you. if you can, talk to Mrs. Parsons if she calls and find out what the deal is with our animals.
Hey, Mike, before we hang up, the 3 things that I wrote down as action items is, what about the dogs? Did you get the mail from Mike? And talk to Wally Drake. Did I miss anything?
How much does it cost to
Oh, how much does it cost? How much does it cost to call? Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Other than that, if anybody out there listening has the ability to come up with any really good questions for jurors to try to identify those people that are government trolls, that's the thing. I'm confident they're going to have everybody there on the payroll so that there's no mistakes. They pretty much, when they want to slam dunk somebody, they just make sure that 100% of the people on the jury are there to convict you, period.
Yeah.
And that's the way it's done.
Yep. If I get any good voir dire questions, I'll forward them along as well. And I'm going to put another petition in the mail that'll go out tomorrow with the corrected header.
God bless you, sir. Y'all have a great night.
Okay. Hang in there, Mike. God bless you too, brother.
Well, keep standing with us. Thank you.
Faithful unto death. God bless. Bye-bye.
God bless. Good night.
I forgot to say to Jesus.